Right, let's start today's session. In the last lecture of Python, we were discussed complete introduction of Python. Today, I'm going to discuss how to download and install Python software. That means complete setup of Python. Okay. So first, we'll discuss how to download Python software and execute. And after that, how many possible ways to write Python code and execute. So different ways to write Python code and execute. So this session is very important to you because in this session, you will come to know for the first time when you want to start Python code, then you must download and install Python software, right? So this is the first time setup. But before going to continue to download Python software and execute, Python software and install, please check once in your system whether Python exists already or not. To check whether Python exists or not in your computer, simply go to search and type command. So you will be able to get command prompt. So this is normal Windows command prompt. And here we have to search simply Python space hyphen version. If we set this Python space hyphen version, and then you will come to know whether Python already exists or not in your computer. If it is exist, what version of Python exists, you will come to know. If does not exist, simply it says Python was not found. Okay. So Python space hyphen version, press enter. So once you hit the enter button, Python space hyphen version, and there you can see Python 3.14.0 is there. 3.14.0. That means in my computer already I have installed for my previous patches, right? Yes. But in your case, for the first time you're doing installation, when we check Python space hyphen version in the command prompt, there you can find Python not found. That means you have not installed Python software. So first let me uninstall Python software from my computer so that I can download it and show the installation procedure, right? So any software do you want uninstall, simply you can go to control panel. So go to the search and type control panel. There you can see control panel available, open it. And there is a uninstall a program is there. Uninstall a program, click on it. And there you can see all softwares what we have installed in your system. There it is appear. So one of the software which I want to uninstall, that is Python 3.1.4. Right click and simply uninstall. Once we click on uninstall, now I'm doing uninstallation of Python, sir. Why? Because I would like to show you from the beginning, like how to download it and install it so that you will also get clarity to setup of Python. That's what I'm doing uninstallation from my computer, sir. So let me do an installation process. It takes few seconds, just a moment. Yes, it's almost done. So uninstall was successful. Close this. And there is a Python launcher that also you can uninstall. Yes. Now you can see right now I have uninstalled Python software from my computer. Then just for confirmation, again, I'm just moving towards command prompt and check the version back again, Python space hyphen version. And there you can see there is no path find. So just now we have checked with this command, we got the version number 3.14.0. The moment after installation, whenever I check this version, we are getting system cannot find this path. That indicates that there is no Python software exists in my computer right now, just because I have uninstalled. Now, how to set up Python means first you can visit official website www.python.org and click on the downloads option. And there you can see there is a latest version. Okay, Python 3.1.4. So this is, or else you can click on download Python install manager. Okay, or else get this install manager 3.14 like this. Anyone you can click on it, automatically python.exe file will be download. Once you download it here, now you can see when we go to downloads folder, there you can able to see the executable file Python install manager. Give me 1 second. Now we can see this is not. Wait a minute, sir. Please go back. Now click on download. I recommend to click on this Python 3.14. There you will be able to get Python 3.14.0.exe file. This is the .exe file. Okay, fine. Once you download, go to the location of downloads folder and there is a 3.14.0 executable file. Simply double click on it. For installation procedure, for installation option, we can click on double click. Okay. Now wait some time. So when we open this window, like there are two options are there in front of you. One is install now as well as customize installation. So before going to click on install now, I strongly recommend to activate these two checkboxes. So you must activate these two checkboxes, sir. One is admin privileges, one more is python.exe to path only. So if you add these two checkboxes, what's happening? Automatically Python path setting will be configured to your operating system. After this checkboxes activation, simply click on install now. And there is a warning like, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Simply say yes only. Now this is installing now. See, sir, to install Python software, there is no separate requirements needed. So any device if you are using or any laptop, low configuration, high configuration, no matter it is, because this is a lightweight software, so it works well in any operating system, any computer, no problem. Now setup is progressing. Now setup successful, close it. Once you close it, so this is the installation procedure, right? Once installation procedure is over, now let me check again. Let me check whether Python installed successfully or not. How to check? Simply go to command prompt and there you can type Python space hyphen version. Once if you use Python space hyphen version, then you can see we got back our version 3.1.4.14.0 only. So this is the checking process whether Python installed successfully or not in your computer. Now next, once Python successfully installed and there is a default editor will be available, sir. The default editor name is IDLE. So as soon as when we install Python software, there will be default editor, that IDLE editor. IDLE stands for integrated development learning environment. Integrated development learning environment. So this is ideally platform, integrated development learning environment. Okay. So this is just an editor tool. Editor tool is a software tool where we can write Python code and execute. But apart from this ideal, including this ideally editor, there are different ways to write Python code and execute, I'm saying. What are the ways means? First one is using interactive mode. This is one way to write Python logics. Next one is using script mode. Using script mode. Next option number 3 is using ideally. Next option number 4 is using PyCharm editor. PyCharm editor. Option number 5 is using VS Code editor. Visual Studio Code editor. There are several editors are there, but most commonly used editors, most common way of writing Python code, I'm showing these many options are there. But apart from PyCharm editor and VS Visual Studio Code editor, some students, especially who learn Python, who are working on Python, they might use different editors like Jupyter, Spider, Atom, like that. Generally, Jupyter, Spider, Atom, or Anaconda distribution, these editors softwares, which I recommend for only data analysis programming as well as data science programming with Python. So who are working with data science and data analysis with Python, for them I recommend Jupyter, Spider, Atom, Anaconda distribution, other. But exclusive Python developers as well as full stack developers, these options are there to write code and execute. But in these 5 options, first 3 options I usually don't recommend. But you are the Python developer, that's what you must know. What are the possible ways to write Python code and execute, right? That's what I'm telling you. Interactive mode through how to write code and execute, script mode through how to write code and execute, and ideally through. But only one time you just give a try, okay? For the first time, if you are working with Python, first 3 options, one time you can give a try. After knowing this, then just leave it about these 3 options. I strongly recommend either you can go for PyCharm editor or VS Code editor. So in my lectures, like core and advanced Python completely, I'll be using PyCharm editor only. When it comes to Django development, especially web development, as well as REST API, Flask frameworks code, all code we will write in VS Code only, so that you will get PyCharm editor knowledge as well as Visual Studio Code editor knowledge. So it depends on your comfort level, but in reality, most of the companies they prefer to write code in PyCharm or VS Code only. These are the topmost editors while developing application, right? Yeah. So first, let's begin with interactive mode. Very simple, sir. Interactive mode in the sense, as I said, first time when we download and install Python software, there you will get one default editor, that is ideally. Simply go to search box and type ideally. There you can see ideally of Python is opening. So when the moment I click on ideally, now you can see this window will open. This window is nothing but interactive window. Yesterday only I have discussed this window, right? This is interactive window. So why we are calling this interactive mode in the sense, just as a programmer, I'm trying to interact with this window by typing something like hello world. Okay, we are getting output once we enter. Or you can do calculation. A value 10, B value 30, and A plus B. Press enter, we got this 50 result only. See how the way I am interacting. So same way it is going to be printing. When we press enter, output is coming like this, right, sir? So this is called interactive mode. But in this interactive mode, the problem is what? As a new to Python programming, you might get confused little bit. So there is no error indication and there is no IntelliSense. IntelliSense means while writing Python logics, some suggestions are required. at least some support is required from the editor. But there is no support, there is no intelligence, there is no error indications. Error indication means while writing the program only, it has to be indicate us that you are doing some mistake. But in interactive window, while writing the program, it doesn't show any indication that you are doing mistake. But look at this, I have written this print statement, print welcome. But I thought that it is correct, right? When we press enter, then only we'll come to know what is the problem actually. So the problem is like that, sir. Print is wrongly mentioned wantedly P capital letter here. This is not correct. So while writing, this is not showing, but actually P is a small letter. This is valid. So this is working fine, print welcome. So this is the problem we face generally if you are new to Python programming. So it is not suggestible in the beginning level. So why? Because just generally this interactive window for whom in the sense instantly whenever you get the logic and instantly if you want to write the logic and test it whether it is working or not with a little bit code, you can go with this interactive window. Even lot of code also we can write it. This is the way to write interactive window. Just keep on typing and press enter. Whether that line is correct, then it will print the output instantly. This is interactive window option here. So do you want to practice your Python program in this interactive window? You can do it, but I don't suggest. Next, I'm showing option number 2. What is this? Script mode. So what is script mode, sir? Very simple. In this script mode, if you have to ready with your Python logic, means you have to ready with your Python file by saving your file name with .py extension. So in the script mode, you should ready with your script file. The script file is nothing but the file should be saved with the .py extension that is called script file. Once you ready with your script file, later you need to execute that script file in two different ways, like either by using command prompt or by using already available editor that is ideal, right? So let's see how to work with script mode. So script mode means where we can write our script anywhere, like small plain text editors like Notepad, Notepad++, Edit Plus like that. Let me open Notepad. It's a plain text editor. Do you know Notepad is also one of the editors, sir? But even I don't suggest you to write Python code in Notepad in the initial stage of learning. The reason is in Notepad also, we don't get any intelligence support. You don't get any error indication or alerts. So you have to take your own risk for typing Python program in Notepad. Let me write the code in Notepad print. I'm writing just welcome to DURGASOFT Python online sessions. This is my script. Okay, right. So just I'll write only one line code just for testing only, right? But will it be Python script right now? No, sir. Because when this will become Python script means when you save this file with the .py extension. Look at this. I'm saving this file. Click on save. And where it is required to save means anywhere you can choose the location as per your comfort. I'm choosing the location is desktop location. And now I'm trying to give the file name is test.py. So don't forget to mention the extension .py, sir. It's important. So in desktop, so test.py file is available. So let me save it. So let me close this. Now notice this in the desktop, I have just test.py file is created. But you may wonder, sir, you have saved the Python file like test.py, but why the logo is available here PC PyCharm only? The reason is already for my previous projects, previous batches of online, I have created Python project using PyCharm editor most of the cases. That's what in recent times, mostly on which editor I work, that editor logo is affecting. So no matter what logo is affecting, whether file created or not is the matter for us, right? But in your case, if you don't have PyCharm already in your system, there you can see Python logo, not PyCharm logo. Okay, anyway, script is ready, script file is ready. Next option, once your script file is ready with the .py extension, how to execute my already available script files are. To execute your already available script file, there are two options are there in front of you. One is either you can go for command prompt. Another one is you can go with ideally. Already ideally software is there, right? Existing software editor. There also you can use it. First, let me show you ideally through how to execute. So let me open ideally. As soon as I open ideally editor, we will reach to interactive window only. But I don't want to write any code interactive window because of I have already available script file. That file I need to open it. How to open it? File menu, simply open. Okay, file menu is there. Simply open it. Click on open. Once you click on open, where you saved your file, desktop. What is your file? Test. And simply open it. Whatever you have written earlier in Notepad, that is opening right now. Once it open, do you want to run this file? Simply you can click on run menu and simply run module. Okay. So this is run menu and run module. Why run module, sir? Because in Python, every .py file act as a module only. So we are trying to click on run module. We got the expected output, what we have written in Notepad window. So my script is ready. That script logic is executing. So DurgaSoft Python online session, we got the output only. So writing code in Notepad with saving .py and loading or running using ideally. Or else, if you don't want to execute this script file using ideally software, there is one more option is there, sir. That option is uh, command prompt. Yes. So we can go to command prompt. By passing command, you can execute your Python code. So now I'm just moving towards command prompt. But where is your exactly the test.py file in desktop? But according to my uh, computer location, my desktop is present in OneDrive location. So first let me go to OneDrive option. CD space OneDrive. CD means change directory. OneDrive in the sense this is the folder. In this OneDrive folder only I'm maintaining desktop. So that's what I'm just moving CD space desktop. CD means change directory, desktop. Press enter. We are successfully moved into desktop location. Once if you move towards successfully into desktop location, in that desktop, I created a Python file, right? So test.py. This is the way to execute your Python file. So you need to supply the command called Python. And then after that, test.py is your file name. Press enter. We got result. Welcome to Durgasoft Python online sessions, what we have written. It works well. Or else there is a shortcut py space test.py. You're getting right? Yes. Welcome to DurgaSoft Python online sessions like this. So this is the way to execute Python programs, which is already you have in command prompt using command prompt. So once your script file is ready with you, either you can run using ideally software or you can run using command prompt. So two options successfully completed. Just give a try one time, okay? Just for idea purpose. Later you can leave it. Don't continue practice with these options. I don't suggest really. But you are a Python programmer, you must know all these things. So that's what I'm covering. Next option number 3, ideally. So why I can ideally particularly see? Instead of moving here and there, like writing code in Notepad, saving with the .py file extension, and moving towards again command prompt, moving to the path and writing the command like python space test.py. If any errors occur, again going back to Notepad file and edit it and save it and come back. These are all not required, right? Instead of moving here and there, why don't we write the code in one location? That is ideally there only we can create a new file. There we can write code and save the code and run the code. All options in one location. That is ideally software. So I'm showing option number 3. Look at this. Let's go to ideally back. The moment when I click on ideally software, there you will get interactive window. But I'm not continuing with interactive window. Exclusively, I would like to create a new file here. To create a new file in this interactive shell, you can click on file menu. There is an option called new file option. In this new file option, how much code do you want to write, you can write it. But here also no intelligence, no error suggestions, no indications. Only you have to take your own risk, whether you are writing correct way or not. You have to wait for execution only. While writing, there is no indications. So I suggest that first three options like interactive mode, script mode, ideally, those who know already Python syntaxes, who are familiar with Python syntax and rules and regulations, for them I recommend because they can manage easily. They know all the rules and regulations. But if you are new to Python, for the first time you are learning Python, you don't know the rules and regulations and syntax especially, then I don't suggest you to write code in interactive window, scripted mode, and ideally. So you have to use proper editor like professional editors like PyCharm as well as Visual Studio Code. So in the initial stage of practice, you don't get trouble. That is our main goal. And coming to this, once you complete your code, A10, B20 is equal to A plus B, you must save this file. Without save this file, you can't run, sir. So how to, even if you run this file without saving, you can see it's saying like source must be saved. Okay to save. Let me cancel. Let me save file menu, save option. Let me choose again desktop location. This time I'm giving my file name test1.py, which is already available test.py. Yes. Once you save it, simply run it, run module. We got the output sum is 30 only. So here what is happening? I open Visual Studio Code. I open ideally, click on new file. Once new file created, simply you can write how much code you want and save it, run it all together in one location in one window. No need to write code in Notepad and save with the .py, going back to command prompt and moving to the location or directory and run the file. That's not required. But even you can see they wantedly I'm trying to remove brackets, sir. This is error actually. So after removing bracket, I'm saving changes by hitting Control S. Control S means save changes, or else file menu, click on save back. But look at this, even though there is no bracket closed, is there any warning or indication, sir? No. So you can't understand that you are doing mistakes or not while writing program in this case. Even if you run, then only you will come to know what mistakes you have done in your program. So there is saying bracket was never closed. Okay, so that we have to rectify and control S, run this application and check. This is exactly how we are managing the code in ideally software, sir. So just one time you just practice these three options. Okay, for the first time we are working with Python, right? You should know all the options clearly. Interactive window, script mode, ideally. And then we'll go for PyCharm now. See, these options are not recommended, especially beginner level of Python programmers. So you can go for PyCharm editor. So I'll continue all my lectures, like especially core and advanced Python programming. I will be covered in PyCharm editor only. Once I start Django, REST API, other Flask frameworks, web development process purpose, I will be using like VS Code editor only. Now it's time to launch PyCharm editor. Then you will see that what are the advantage of PyCharm editor, how it look like. It is completely look and feel is completely different, and you will not face any problem while writing Python code using this editor PyCharm. So as beginner level, I strongly recommend proper editor like PyCharm. If you start practice with proper editor, you don't get any confusion, and in the initial stage of learning, you don't get any trouble. So once you will once you know that syntactical rules and regulations in Python, then later you can able to write anywhere in any editor, sir. So that's what I recommend to use PyCharm editor. But will it come PyCharm by default? No. PyCharm you have to download and install compulsory. But make sure that before going to set up PyCharm editor or Visual Studio Code editor in your computer, Python should be exist. Python means just now what I have downloaded and installed. That is mandatory. Because if Python does not exist, then there is no interpreter. Only PyCharm editor, if you install, you can able to write Python code, but you can't able to run Python application without having interpreter. So using Python software installation, you will be able to get interpreter. If interpreter is there, then it is easy to run Python code only. So let's download and install PyCharm editor. But before that, let me uninstall PyCharm editor from my computer, sir, because already for my previous project, ongoing existing batches, I have included PyCharm editor that I would like to uninstall. Why I am uninstalling me? Just because of to show you the installation procedure of PyCharm step by step. So let's go to control panel, click on uninstall program, and there I am trying to uninstall PyCharm 2025 editor. Yes, please wait few seconds. So let me delete PyCharm related files. Now, please wait few seconds. Almost uninstall complete. Let's download and install it again, sir. Now you can see this. I'm just closing because uninstallation has completed successfully. Once uninstallation successfully completed, then we have to install it. Yes. Yes, exactly. We have to install separately, not built-in. Ideally is a built-in. When we install Python software, built-in editor is ideally only. Now let's download and install PyCharm editor. Simply for downloading and installing PyCharm editor, so go to the Google search, download, type download PyCharm. That's it. Download PyCharm. There you can see there is official website which is implemented, a PyCharm editor implemented by JetBrains community, jetbrains.com. So once we click on this jetbrains.com first link, and there you will be navigate to next page. In the next page, there is an option called PyCharm, the only Python IDE integrated development environment you need. So you have to click on download. But before going to download, I would like to say something. So this is the free software forever, but plus 1 month pro edition included. Pro means professional. So all professional features also they are including. You can enjoy the professional features with PyCharm 1 month only. After 1 month, the PyCharm editor will give alert. Do you want to continue with professional editor? You have to take license by paying the money. But don't do it. You simply ignore after 1 month. Go with normal editor, normal features only. That's enough. So I'm clicking on download. So once I click on download, download has begun. So it takes little bit time because it's having almost 1000 MB, 989 MB. Just a moment, sir. Actually, it won't take this much of time due to slow rate of internet. I think it's sometime it happens. Within few seconds only it has to be completed. For me, it's showing 3 minutes left again. Let it be complete so that I can show you installation. No, no. Normal community edition also, font colors and intelligence, everything will be appear completely fully GUI. Professional included means you can do with the Django, REST API, React.js, multiple frameworks will be included add-on, which is inbuilt. Community means no frameworks, much more included. You have to uh, explicitly download it, install, and it's not support how professional will support like that. So development convenience, that is only. See, software companies will buy PyCharm editor, right? From JetBrains only officially. That completely enterprise and fully loaded features they will provide to the company what they are expecting. But student point of view, these features are enough in the learning point of view. Yeah, almost done. We are ready to install this PyCharm editor. Yes. Now once download completed, like PyCharm editor, then we will ready to install. Installation procedure is very pretty simple, sir. It's not a big deal. Just go with the flow. Next, install it. Okay, fine. So it's still not it's completed. Let me get the confirmation. Yes, it's completed now. After download successfully done, you can close all the windows and go to the downloads folder simply. And there you can see double click on PyCharm 2025.2.4 only. So double click on this PyCharm editor. Now it's installing, preparing the installation setup. And immediately there is a warning like, do you want to allow this app to make changes your device? Say yes. And the wizard is started. Welcome to PyCharm setup. Click on next. And where it is installing, by default C drive location only. And remember, sir, do you want to install PyCharm editor? 3.4 GB enough space is required in C drive. So that you have to maintain at least. Next, and please activate the checkboxes. This is desktop icon creation, updating the path and environment variable, menu options, and .py option. .py means while if I don't activate this .py, next when we create a new files in PyCharm editor, every time .py file you should give from your end. But in the installation time, if I activate this .py option from my end only, so next time when we add new file to your Python project, no need to give .py extension. So once you click on next and click on install it, that's it. Within 1 minute, your setup will be complete. And now we will try to launch PyCharm editor. How the look and feel of PyCharm editor you can see when compared to all these options what we discussed already. So PyCharm editor is a fully loaded version like graphical user interface available. There are some color combinations will be there. So that means in Python, keywords, function names, class names, attributes, okay, variables, built-in functions, all will be appear in different color. At least you can recognize by looking its color what is that. That is keyword or variable name or attribute name or method name or class name like that. And moreover, the advantage is while writing Python code using PyCharm editor, there some IntelliSense option will be there. IntelliSense means as a programmer, when we try to type something, automatically pop-up window, it shows what you are expecting. You just press enter and capture it from there. No need to continuously type all the characters from your own. So development speed will be increased. So easy to manage. Even if you do any mistake while doing the program, instant indication will be there, error indication. There only you can correct it. You need not wait for execution. So these are the advantages mainly. And debugging and the tracing of your program also will be easy in PyCharm. It's almost done. We are ready to launch PyCharm. Now you can see completing PyCharm setup, finish it. Once your PyCharm setup is over, now let me launch it. So first time, do you want to open PyCharm? There is a desktop icon, directly double click on it, or else simply go to PyCharm editor search box. You can type PyCharm. So this is PyCharm 2025.4. I'm opening this editor right now. So for the first time, if you are opening the editor, so there are the few options are showing. I'll tell you which option need to be select while creating project here. Okay, give me 1 second. So these are the options it will show you, sir, for the first time. So welcome to PyCharm editor. First option, notebook option. As I said, that notebook, Jupyter, Spider, this is especially for data science. Notebook also we can use it. And new script. New script means what? Exclusively, do you want to create a new Python file, not complete project, only Python file, one file at a time. You can go for new script. Or else if I go through this option, third option, new project, it is a folder. Today, if we create a project folder with some name, I can maintain same project folder till the last session of Python. And if you have already project in your system, you want to open that project folder, you can go through open option. Or else you have already maintaining the code in GitHub repository, you can go and collect by using this clone repository option. I am choosing option number 3. I would like to create one project folder. In that project folder, every day we should keep on adding Python files for practices. So click on new project and immediately it will open the new window, and look at this left hand side. There pure Python already option was selected, and location you can check once where you are going to say creating your project folder. So C drive, users, computer name, PyCharm projects, Python project 1. But now I'm trying to create Python project 8 p.m. is my project folder name. So this project folder only I'm going to continue throughout all my lectures. And Python version interpreter also setting 3.14. Once after this, you simply click on create button. There is a create option, click on create it. And before creating, sir, if you want to store your project into different location like D drive, E drive, F drive, click on this folder and browse it and select your computer location where do you want and OK. But I don't want to continue with other folder. So I want to be continue with C drive only. So click on create and immediately it will create a new project with the name Python project 8 p.m. folder. Now this is the first time look and feel of PyCharm editor. So left hand side, you can notice Python project 8 p.m. folder name, only folder, there is no file. And what's new in PyCharm editor, do you want to read? You can read it clearly. And just close this one. And there is, you can also adjust the window by dragging and dropping. How much space do you want? And this is project folder window where we can add multiple files and folders. And this is the writing window. Once if we create new file, there will be writing window will be appear in the bottom corner, running window. So first we will try to prepare a new file here in this project folder because we just successfully create a project, but we have not added new file, Python file. Do you want to add Python file to this project? Simply right click on Python project 8 p.m. folder, go to new and select Python file. This is the way to do this. Once again, I'm telling you, right click on Python project 8 p.m. Go to new Python file and give the name of the file any name. No need to give .py extension because already at the time of installation, I have select with .py, right? Simply press enter. You will be able to see a new file is added under this project folder test.py. Now this is writing window. Here you can try to write something print. The moment when I type print, immediately you can see IntelliSense is showing. Okay, print means IntelliSense option is showing. Press enter. From there you can able to type something like welcome. This is my first program in PyCharm editor. So do you want to run this file for the first time? There are several options are there. There is a green play button. Either you can directly click on it. Once I click on it, you can see there is an output window. Welcome is available in this output window. And there is another option, running process. Right click on test.py tab and there is a run test option. You can click on run and you will be able to get run option again. Or else if you are updating the logic here, extra code, you are adding something like hello. Every time, no need to run it here. Directly here, there is a refresh button like rerun button, rerun test and welcome hello is coming like this only. So this is PyCharm editor look and feel, but the theme is dark theme by default and even font size also small size. So for visibility, I'll change the theme white color as well as font size also increment. How to do this? All these things means simply there is a main menu option is there on the left corner top, expand it and there is a settings option is there. Click on that and in the left hand side panel appearance already selected. There is a dark theme and light theme I am selecting. Do you want to increase the font size? There is a editor option and click on font and 13 is the font size by default. Let's go for 18. I'm giving font size okay. Now font size incremented and look and feel also good. If I remove bracket wantedly, so now we can see that is wrong. So immediately the reaction you can observe error indication is there. Underline red squiggly means errors. So the error is clearly alerting that you are doing something wrong. When I rerun this, you will see the error is completely along with line number also it will disclose. Line number 2, bracket was never closed. There is error called line number 2 only. Once after solving the error, rerun it and you get the output like this one. So this is output window. This is code writing window. This is managing your file window here. So this is exactly PyCharm how it works. You can add any number of files into this Python project folder, sir. No problem. So this is the way to write Python code and execute several ways like interactive script mode. Ideally, PyCharm we successfully launch. So our regular editor is PyCharm only, sir. From even next once I start regular session after demos, will be use PyCharm only. So VS Code also is required. VS Code means somebody asking, sir, if I don't want to use PyCharm editor, shall I go VS Code? VS Code is completely lifetime free. In tomorrow lecture, I will try to launch Visual Studio Code Editor also. Once you understand how to write Python code using VS Code, then we will be continue our lectures with PyCharm editor. So this is about today lecture, which I want to explain. This is the third demo session we completed. You have still one more demo session. You can feel free to attend tomorrow 8 p.m. using same link. Once you complete tomorrow demo session, next Monday onwards, do you wish to continue my lectures? You must and should enroll for this course. Okay? Yes. So apart from it, you have any question, you can feel free to ask me now. Tomorrow we will be launching VS Code also. How to write code in Visual Studio Code. We will check it and after that we will move on next topics in Python. So that's all from my end. Have a nice time. See you tomorrow, sir.